I'm a Republican, a Ronald Reagan Republican. I worked for him in 1980 during the Republican convention here in Detroit. I was the ABC, CBS, and NBC coordinator for the Reagan campaign. And I'm pretty fed up with what's going on in Washington. I'm a regular guy, I teach school, and I'm a veteran. I fought in Vietnam, Desert Storm here on the home front, and in Iraq at age 56 in 2007. I left my job as a school teacher. I went and served my country again. And I wouldn't change a thing. The reason I'm running is because I'm sick and tired of those career politicians. Yeah, I want, number one on my agenda is transparency and accountability. There's a congressman by the name of Justin Amash, who's very conservative, and he posts his votes online and tells you why he voted that way. I like that idea. How many of you would like to see that? Can you imagine now? Can you imagine now if all the politicians did that, you'd see oh, this lobbyist. I voted this way because this lobbyist told me to. I don't think that's a good idea. You won't see that. So they called me extreme. Accountability and transparency. The other reason I'm running is because I'm sick and tired of the uncontrolled spending. The incumbent, thank you. The incumbent voted to raise the debt $1.5 trillion and then voted for a bill, one of many, to spend $25 million for the study of cats in Africa. Not the big ones, the little feral cats. Outrageous. Now, that borrowing is the other thing. I'm sick and tired of putting my grandchildren in perpetual debt. We have already spent their tax money, and my grandkids, the oldest one is 5. When do you think I should tell them that his tax money's already been spent? Even if he paid 75% of his income, it would not be paid off in his lifetime. $15 trillion. Can you comprehend that? Me either. And they want to fix the problem by borrowing more money. That's insane. What I want to do is, somebody asked me a while back, hey, how are you gonna get that down? I said, well, I'd like to cut the size of government. Well, what departments do you want to get rid of? Wow, there's 180 of them. How about we talk about the ones I want to keep? Like the Department of Justice, Department of Defense, let's see it, the VA. Any veterans here? Yeah, I saw you stand up. Thanks for your service. I got some news for you though. Like one of my third items is the way we treat our veterans. When I came home from Iraq, I was medevaced out of Iraq for a neck injury I suffered during a rocket attack. The official record is I fell off a rug. It was a big distraction. There was a 10-foot ditch. You ever take a step thinking there was something there and there wasn't? Yeah. Well, there was a big distraction, big flash, and there I went. When I arrived at Fort Knox, Kentucky at the medical holding unit, everybody was in a tizzy. I said, what's going on? He said, well, we had a soldier die in the barracks. Well, it's a medical holding unit. Soldiers die. I didn't mean to be insensitive, but that's what happens. He said, you don't understand. What don't I understand? They didn't find his body for 4 days. October 2007, the United States Army officially said 12 hours. The newspaper said 2 days. The boots on the ground said 4 days. He bought a pizza on Friday, opened the pizza and died, and they found him Monday night. In my own circumstance, about a week later, a doctor gave me a prescription. I went down to the Ireland Army Hospital pharmacy and handed in my prescription, waited 6 hours for him to tell me that they didn't carry that medication, they'd have to requisition it. Come back Thursday. I went back Thursday, they forgot to send out the requisition. Ladies and gentlemen, when I came home, somebody told me, we're going to put the government in charge of health care. Not on my watch. I really mean that. You know, one of my students asked me, Mr. Bentivolio, why are you running? I said, well, I knew he worked for McDonald's after school. I said, hey, you got $5? He said, yeah. He took five, gave me 5 ones. I handed each of his friends $1, gave him $1, put another $1 in my pocket. He said, Mr. Bentivolio, that's my money. That's not fair. I said, you're absolutely right. It's not fair. Now you know why I'm running for office. True story. Yeah. Another student came to me and said, at the end of school year, said, Mr. Bentivolio, I know we have this writing project to do because I'm an American literature teacher. I teach English, American history, and sometimes civics. You know, government, how it's supposed to be run, right? I said, what's the problem? She said, well, I want to do my end of school year paper on abortion. I said, well, you know, that's a controversial subject. So what's your position? She says, okay. She said, I'm pro-life. I gave her a great big smile. She said, but the school said God's not allowed in our school. I looked at her and I said, look, God's allowed in my classroom. Do your paper. I am a pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, and I am not a professional politician. Somebody asked me, what's your stance on gun control? I said, well, usually it's my legs are shoulder width apart and I have a firm grip. Okay. My name is Kerry Bentivolio. I'm running in the 11th district. I am the only Republican running and the only one on the ballot. Thank you very much. God bless everyone.